This hearing will come to order. I want to welcome everybody. Appreciate my colleagues coming here. This is, and all the members of the audience, and of course, Comptroller General Dodaro and other members of the GAO. This is an important hearing. There's a reason this is the third hearing that we're having in this Congress and this committee. The good work that the GAO has done is demonstrated by the fact over the last 2 years, just recommendations implemented from previous high-risk lists have generated $40 billion of savings over the last 2 years. I mean, that is a remarkable figure. Today we're going to be talking about the update to the list. There's some good news. I'm happy to report that DHS management has made solid progress, and there's some prospects of DHS coming off that list. We're looking forward to that. There's been progress made in terms of Department of Defense contract management, progress made with FDA's oversight of medical devices. Unfortunately, there's been some expanded scrutiny, tax code enforcement and fraud. I appreciate the fact that the GAO is pointing out the fact that cybersecurity is a real issue, a real threat, and that is a top priority of this committee to start taking, pass a piece of legislation or be involved in the passage of legislation that will address the first step in providing some measure of additional cybersecurity, and that'd be information sharing. So I appreciate that. I hate to report that there are some new areas added. Information technology acquisition, that's really not much of a surprise, but it's very disappointing to hear that VA Veterans Affairs Healthcare has been added to this, and this hits pretty close to home with both Senator Baldwin and myself. We have a facility in Tacoma. Over the last couple of years, we've lost 3 veterans to the system. 2 died with deaths related to potential opiate drug over prescription, and not even a month ago, a 74-year-old veteran with, I'm not a doctor, but pretty obvious stroke symptoms, sat and waited in a waiting room for 3 hours to be treated, probably had a stroke, was wheeled into an examination room, waited another 45 minutes, had a massive stroke, was finally ambulanced to a different hospital. The CT scanner was apparently not operational, so they couldn't administer anticoagulant drugs, and this gentleman died 2 days later. So it is noteworthy to understand that GAO has been making recommendations to the veterans' healthcare system for a number of years. There are more than 100 recommendations that have not been implemented, about 80% of the recommendations. So certainly what I'd like to get out of this committee, out of this hearing, and hopefully out of committee action, is coming up with some kind of method, some kind of control to make sure that these good recommendations that save the taxpayer so many dollars that could potentially save lives are actually implemented. I think that has to be a top priority of this committee. Let's utilize the guidepost of the GAO high risk list and the other good work they do, and let's make sure these recommendations are finally implemented at the agency level. It will save money, it will save lives. So with that, I'd like to turn that over to our ranking member, Senator Carper.